In this video, we're going to talk about how you get to build your unique productivity system that is easy to follow and you don't have to use more discipline. I'm Lisa and I work with business owners every day to help them figure out how they can reduce their workload by at least 10 hours each week without trying harder, working harder, or being more disciplined. What's a productivity system? If you're like anything at all like my clients, you're thinking, I don't have time to learn one more system. Please don't make me work harder. Please don't make me try harder. And there's just so much. I don't even know what it is. Bottom line is, you want to be able to put your time and attention to the places that matter most to you without feeling guilty. You don't want that when you're at work, you feel like you should be at home. When you're at home, you feel like you should be at work. Like you're constantly having that balancing act. And that's what creating a productivity system and following a productivity system will help you with, because it's all about choices. And when we can help figure out the structure that you need to be able to make the choices that feel good to you, then everything is rolling perfectly. Productivity system is your ability to recognize your productivity bottlenecks, the things that stop you from getting everything you want to get accomplished, and then the structure you need to easily overcome those bottlenecks so that you can get the most that you want to get, so that you can get everything you want to get done in a day without feeling that you're rushed. When I work with clients, we focus on 11 areas in time management and productivity. Some areas my clients are awesome at. They excel, they are rock stars, they could teach a course on these areas. Other areas, well, that's where they're facing productivity bottlenecks. That's where they're facing something that's keeping them from getting everything they want to get accomplished each day. And when we build a productivity system, we're able to take those areas that you are really great at and use them to springboard and help the areas that you struggle in. Your system is based on your strengths and figuring out the structure you need to be able to shore up those weaknesses so that you have the flexibility to actually spend the time in the places that you most want to spend the time without worrying that things aren't getting done. Why do you think you would need a productivity system? Lots of reasons. The biggest one though is right now we are living in a busyness society, and busyness does not equal business. Working more doesn't mean getting more. It just means you're working more. So when you can start to figure out, hey, these are the areas that I need help in, then everything that you're doing takes less time, which means you have more time then to devote it to somewhere else, whatever that may be, whether it's personal, whether it's family, whether it's your business. The challenge is stepping away from the busyness long enough to get the framework laid out. Many times I'll hear, what's the best app? Or what's the best tool? Or what's the best whatever? And my answer is always, it depends. And it does. It depends on you. How do you learn? What's your day look like? What things stress you out? Where do you excel? If you're high tech, then your solutions can be high tech. If you're low tech, then your solutions probably better be low tech. It's all about you and your strengths. No matter what individual app you use or calendar system you use or anything like that, you just want to make sure that you have structure in place for any area where you're struggling. So make sure you're using a calendar. Should it be an online calendar? Should it be a paper calendar? It depends on you. Make sure you're using a to-do list. Again, what type of to-do list? Doesn't matter. Does not matter. You just need a place to capture all the to-dos. Should you use a project management system? Well, it depends. Do you have projects to manage? And if you do, then yes. Should it be online? Should it be paper? It depends. If you have a team, I highly recommend you find something online. But which project management system's right for you? It depends. It depends on, are you more creative? Do you like lists better? Does it need to integrate with something else? There's lots of things to look at, but it starts with you. It starts with, what are your strengths? How do you like to learn? And then let's build from there. I'll share a couple of the pieces of my productivity system. And remember, what works for me may not work for you, and you want to find the piece that works best. So let's start at the calendar part. I use a paper calendar. I know right now you are shocked and amazed because here I teach time management productivity for a living, and I use a paper calendar. I also use an online calendar. And so you may also be shocked and amazed thinking, wait a minute, I thought it was bad to have two calendars. And so let me tell you how I use those two things and how they integrate. My appointments are on my Google Calendar, and I hook that into Acuity. When we talk about productivity bottlenecks, I have a problem with boundaries. So if a client says, hey, can you meet me at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday? I'll be like, sure. Maybe not 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, but pretty darn close. So I use Acuity to block out the times that I'm available and send clients, send networking appointments, whatever it may be. I send them to my calendar link. That way they only come on the calendar on the times that work for me and that where I'm at my best for them. So I'm not good for anyone at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. So that's how I use the online version of the calendar. All my appointments are on there and it hooks into Acuity so that as things are scheduled, they go there. One calendar for appointments. That's key here. Now, my paper calendar, we'll call it a calendar. I don't have any appointments on my paper calendar. I use it to plan. I used to have a couple appointments in the paper calendar and a couple appointments online, and we all know that is chaos. So that no longer happens. I plan out my week on the paper calendar by hour. I know what's happening by hour on the week. And then the final piece that kind of links into all of this when we talk about a productivity system with calendars is my to-do list. My to-do list is stored in Asana. That's our project management system. That's how I communicate best with our team. And personal, business, it is all in Asana. So there is a project in there for when I go on vacation, just like there's a project in there for when we onboard clients. Everything's in Asana. So when I sit down to plan, as part of my productivity system, I sit down with my paper calendar, my Google Calendar, and my to-do list in Asana all laid out. And then I just lay out my week and I look ahead for the next couple weeks to make sure I'm on target for any of the big projects that are happening. What are some of the biggest mistakes I see with clients when we talk about productivity systems? Well, one is the idea of should. People will think, and you may be one of those people, that when you read a book, you should do what the book says. Otherwise, why read the book? Eat that frog, eat the elephant, like whatever, get things done. Now, there is nothing wrong with those concepts and nothing wrong with those ideas. And they work for a certain percentage of the population. They don't work for everyone. So maybe you are someone who eat the frog and you do the toughest thing first thing in the morning. Great. Maybe you are someone who prefers to do a morning ritual, in which case your morning doesn't start until later. And now you feel bad because you didn't do the most important thing in the morning. Maybe your best friend is using this app and she swears by it, and you try to use the app and you can't even get it to open and you feel bad, like there's something wrong. For a long time, there's this thought about the 5 a.m. club. In order to succeed in life, you need to be up at 5 a.m. and you need to be doing 5 million things. If you don't get up at 5 a.m. and are productive, why are you getting up at 5 a.m.? Maybe your 5 a.m. is actually 10 a.m. Doesn't matter. So the biggest challenge that I see with clients when they're trying to create their productivity system is living in the land of should. And we need to get rid of that. Do the things that work for you. Double down on those and keep doing them over and over and over again. What now? Well, take action. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Pick one area and start. You have lots of ideas. Pick one and move forward. And I'd love to know the one that you're picking. Pop it right now in the comment below. This way, I'll know it, you'll know it, and I'll hold you accountable. If you like the content today, then subscribe to the channel. That way you'll know when new videos come out. And guess what? There's new videos coming out all the time. And as soon as I stop talking, they'll come sliding right across your screen. So pick one and watch it.